Hello and welcome along to Box to Box. Yes, that's right, we've made it to show 4. And to celebrate, well, we've got a serious treat in store. So let's get on with it. Of course, sat to my left is the absolutely gorgeous Sophia Stefano. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. We have an amazing week in the world of football to discuss.
We do.
And obviously boxing to follow closely behind.
Okay, so coming up on the show tonight, we'll be hearing from James DeGale.
And don't forget, you can join in the conversation on Twitter. So tweet us at Box2Box Show.
Well, I know you're wondering who is on the sofa tonight. So in the red corner, see what I did there?
Oh, very good, babe.
It is the legend that is David Haye. Welcome.
And in the blue corner, see what I've done there?
We're embarrassing.
And
Dan, you've got no corner, sorry, buddy.
Sorry,
and
you're the referee.
From the newly created Lions TV, Mr. Danny Goodfella. However, before we get into the serious chat, let's take a look at what's been happening in the world of football and boxing. So let's start with Jamie Vardy, who will miss Leicester City's chance to seal the Premier League title at Manchester United on Sunday afternoon, after an independent commission imposed an additional 1-match suspension following the FA decision to charge the England forward with improper conduct in relation to his dismissal against West Ham United. He was also fined £10,000. A win at Old Trafford could wrap up the Premier League title bid for the Foxes. Spurs' title ambitions were dealt a severe blow as West Brom defender Craig Dawson's second-half equaliser meant the game finished 1-1. Spurs, who hit the woodwork 3 times, must earn 2 wins and a draw from their remaining 3 games to stand a chance of winning their first Premier League title, which, to be honest, is looking increasingly unlikely. Now, sticking with Spurs midfielder Dele Alli could face a 3-match ban after footage appeared to show him punching West Brom's Claudio Yacob in the stomach. The FA Young Player of the Year made contact with the Baggies midfielder during a first-half set piece on Monday's 1-1 draw. The FA might act retrospectively excuse me, after studying the video and ruled his action as violent. And once again, the excitement at Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final did not disappoint. Crystal Palace beat Watford 2-1 to secure their place in the final against Manchester United. Anthony Martial's injury time winner sent them into a record-equaling 19th FA Cup final with a victory over Everton. Well, we've certainly been here before, an FA Cup final against Crystal Palace and the saving of an under-pressure Manchester United manager from the sack. It was good enough for Sir Alex Ferguson in 1990, so could it be good enough for Louis van Gaal? We certainly doubt it. Now let's take a look at the boxing news that's been happening around the globe.
Well, Golovkin defended his middleweight titles in devastating fashion on Saturday night, beating Dominic Wade in the 2nd round for his 22nd straight stoppage victory. WBA Super and IBF World Middleweight Champion knocked down Wade 3 times in the short fight, punishing the previously undefeated challenger before ending the bout. Now, in other news, Anthony Joshua will make the first defence of his IBF World Heavyweight title against undefeated American Dominic Breazeale at the O2 on June the 25th. Also on that bill is the mouth-watering prospect of super middleweights George Groves and Martin Murray in an eliminator bout for the WBA crown. And staying with the super middleweights, James DeGale will make the 2nd defence of his IBF World Super Middleweight title this weekend against Medina over in Washington. And also on the same card, Badou Jack defends his WBC title against former DeGale victim Lucian Butte. DeGale will then fight the winner of that in a unification fight, and we will hear what he has to say a little later. But finally, there's a certain fight happening, I hear, May the 21st at the O2. David, maybe you could shed some light on that.
Yeah, I'm getting back in the ring in quite close proximity to my last fight, which is January. And if you look at my past, I used to fight once every year or so. But, you know, in this comeback, I've wanted to fight regular. So here we go, May 21st, fighting again. Got a Kosovan-born fellow, 29 victories, no losses. Arnold the Cobra. I can't even pronounce his second name, but
Jozeg, that's
yeah,
my
whatever.
best Bavarian accent.
Listen, we
I
can't
don't care.
much,
You don't need to know what someone's second name is to knock him out. He's a big guy. He's 6'5". He said undefeated. He got the 2nd longest unbeaten run in heavyweight boxing. So hopefully he can make it interesting. Hopefully he can get out the 1st round. But the way I'm punching in the gym, I'm feeling kind of devastating.
Going to end that undefeated run then. Okay, so you've made some changes to your gym, your regime, and your trainer. How's that all been working out for you?
Yeah, it went great. You know, Shane McGuigan, who I've been working with for probably about 7 or 8 months now, is feeling very, very nice, very, very comfortable. He's obviously trains Carl Frampton, the unified IBF and WBA super bantamweight champion, and he's on a roll. He trains George Groves also. Now he's just joined him, and he's won a fight with George. So yeah, it's nice. It's going smoothly. I'm enjoying training. In the past, training's been a bit of a chore. It's been very hard work. I've had bad injuries, and it was just constant pain, constantly just pumping painkillers into me just to get through the training sessions. But that's the thing of the past now. I'm actually going to the gym and enjoying training, and actually going to the gym, practicing things, working on new punches, new strategies, opposed to just barely grazing through the training session. So it's a nice position to be in, particularly as I'm 35 now.
35.
Yeah, 35, yeah. Sounds crazy.
An interesting character we must ask you about, because I interviewed him the other day on our show.
He wishes he was 35, let's say.
Is a certain Mr. Shannon Briggs, who...
He wasn't on the show, was he?
No, he wasn't actually here.
No,
but
he made Soph say, "Let's go champ," and she said it like this, "Let's go champ."
I said it really quietly. But is it right that obviously he's on the undercard of May 21st, and if he wins, and obviously you win, are we going to see you two fight in September?
Yeah. Plain and simple, we've got an opponent for him. He has to be okayed by the British Board of Control, by a guy called Alexander Dimitrenko, who's had 38 fights, 38 wins and 2 losses. A big 6'7" guy. So I said, okay, you can beat this guy. I'll fight you next. So he said, okay, no problem. So he's agreed to fight. Dimitrenko's agreed to fight. The British Boxing Board of Control would have to sanction it, which I can't see there being any issue. Shannon Briggs has sent his brain scans in to the British Boxing Board of Control. As far as I'm aware, everything's been A-OK. They found a brain, a small one, but they found a brain. They had to get a couple of people to check it out to see, is that a brain? I think it is, a couple of brain cells. So yeah, he's fit to fight. So it's going to be fun.
Promoter.
I was going to say, what do you make of his antics? For you, you've got
he's annoying you, but he's entertaining for everyone else.
You get what you want in life. You make enough noise, you get it. But he's going to get absolutely annihilated when he gets in the ring with me. He's 44 years of age. He's in decent nick for an old boy. Two-time
Troy, you're still finding that offensive.
Two-time world champion. He's a two-time world champion. He's got the most amount of first-round knockouts of anyone in history. He reckons he'll knock me out in 1 round. It'll be explosive while it lasts, but he's going to end up unconscious.
Talking of someone who's in relatively decent nick, you're not in bad shape yourself, but you've actually, your last fight against Mark Demori obviously finished in the first round demolition, but you are coming in at a career heaviest, is that right? Yeah,
my last fight I came in at, I think it was like 16 stone 4 or something like that.
Assuming that's more muscle.
It's a little bit more body fat as well. It wasn't all. It was a lot of muscle, I'd like to say, but there's a little bit extra body fat. I haven't focused on just leaning up anymore. That's the thing of the past. I find when my body fat gets too low, I pick up injuries. So having an extra little bit of layer of fat, not rolls of fat, but a little bit
Danny
more.
Will get onto your fat.
Yeah, I find having a little bit, but I'm talking around 10%, 10-11%. Opposed to like 7-8% for a heavyweight is unnecessary.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got you boys involved then. I know that you have been, a strong follower of Millwall in the past, perhaps not so much in recent days, but do you think that Millwall can go up to the Championship?
Yeah, why not? Neil Harris, guiding them, I think he can make it happen. I think the boys just got to stay on the path they're on, stay focused and realise you've got to put your life on the line. Same way I do in my sport. As long as every single player literally just bites down and gives everything they've got, there's no reason why they can't make it happen.
So Dan, tell us a little bit about Millwall then. They've had some impressive wins. They're going into the playoff situation. Have they got strength and depth in the squad to make it up to the Championship?
Yeah, definitely. We've come in with a late surge. When there's 2 games left, there was 8 or 9, we'd be going up at automatic, definitely. But we'll get in the playoffs. I think we'll go up without a doubt. Touching on David being a Millwall fan, he couldn't be any more of a Millwall fan. He knocked out someone at Upton Park, so
exactly.
That'll do it.
That's a Millwall initiation, isn't it?
Okay, so Troy, in terms of a club like Millwall, they go up and down, let's be honest, like a yo-yo. What do you make of that? Is Neil Harris now the man to take them up and to keep them up? Is that realistically something, or are we going to see them back down again next season?
I think that's hard to say, isn't it? I think the Championship is an unforgiving league. But Neil Harris has done such a great job, because I don't think people thought that he would do the job that he's done. No. So to get them into that position, he's passionate about his job and his work, that's for sure. So hopefully they can stabilise a little bit now, and Neil can keep them first and foremost in the division, then maybe challenge a little bit later on. they've done it in the past. I don't see why they can't do it again.
Now, Dan, you've started Lions TV, is that right?
Yeah,
Millwall
the fan channel.
Face off.
Face off, yeah.
Ta-da!
All by myself, yeah. No, it's going well. 2 months in, it's going good. West Ham have got one, Arsenal, obviously. We could do with getting back into the Championship, but no, it's going good.
Okay, so
it's
talk
on
to
the
me
edge.
about your fans, because at the Bury match there was, well, as the press portrayed it, Millwall fans got back up to their old business, but
No.
it was different, right?
Yeah, no, I was at Bury. We was in the ground. As the game kicked off, literally from the right-hand side, about 50 Bury fans just come and tried to jump in there and how they go, and obviously then Millwall have defended themselves.
Bury fans.
I'm
Bury
telling
fans
you,
went at it.
they've been watching too much Green Street, they had a flare and everything.
That was a fruit.
No,
Right,
they had a
okay.
flare.
Really?
And apparently it was their younger crew. I didn't even know stuff like that still went on, but
Yeah.
it got a bit naughty. And then there was a lot of police there that spent 90 minutes just staring at us, really.
Let's
and
be honest, though,
just for a
Millwall
change.
fans have the worst reputation in town,
Yeah,
don't they?
yes.
Well, no,
Yes.
and this is a big reason I've done the
We'll
channel,
keep
because we've been tarred with the same brush for an incident in 1985, and I want to show the other side. There's a lot of Mill fans like me, good looking, very, on the ball.
Hang on a minute,
Low
David's
body
still sat
fat.
here, yeah?
Low body.
Low body fat percentage.
So there's another side to Mill fans. We're strong believers. We're the most passionate fans, and there's no others like us, and we are different. But it's time to let that go now. This
I think you're right. I
reputation
spent some
we've got.
time in the away end,
Yeah.
obviously, when Andrus was there.
Yeah.
And you can tell how passionate they are for their team. And there wasn't an ounce of trouble any away
No.
game that I went. So you're right. Sometimes it's a small proportion of fans that let the whole team down, and then everyone gets
There's always
painted
one,
with-
isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could
And
be him.
that was me on Saturday, and my 9-year-old son. No, I'll hold my hands up if we do cause trouble, and we have in the past. But on Saturday, 100% Bury came at us. But as soon as it happened, we was all there saying, we're now going. We knew it was happening in the press the next day.
Yeah.
The press just jump all over it, and
Well, David, they'll certainly be passionate if they get a trip to Wembley for the playoff finals. No better stage.
It doesn't get any bigger than that, so fingers crossed.
Do you have any
Make it
good
happen.
memories of being at Millwall?
Yeah, for
Knocking people out
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff
no,
like
no.
that.
I've never been
You're
involved in
unfairly
any.
selling this man. He doesn't
sorry,
do that.
while we're on the subject of Millwall, you've asked me on the show, which I appreciate. But you're taking liberties, right? It's me and David, and Troy's not to be about either. I'm insulting me. So don't.
It's all right, you can leave it down.
No,
Listen,
you know
I'm
what?
going to
Listen,
be
I don't
honest.
care.
Saying
You
that,
can leave-
I
you
need
can
something
leave
to
it
wash
on
my
the
car
floor.
with
I'm
later.
going to
I'll
be
take that home.
honest. They don't sell Millwall scarves in many shops.
I'll get me nan to knit you one.
So sorry, we had no
Okay, well, there has been a lot going on in the football world, so I guess let's sort of get down to it. First of all, let's talk about Jamie Vardy. He missed the game on the weekend, but actually I was so impressed with Leicester. They dug deep, and there was no question they were going to win that, was there, Troy?
Ranieri was a smart man over the weekend.
He's the mover, isn't he? Yes.
He's a tinker
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, well, he hadn't made any changes for 13 games, and then Vardy was missing, but he made another massive change, which was bring Schlop in on the left-hand side for pace, and his pace unsettled Swansea. I watched Swansea the week before at Newcastle, and they've given up on the season anyway, so it was never in doubt that Leicester would win that. Obviously, the big challenge will be Monday, but Spurs have done them a massive favour by dropping points yesterday, so, it'll be interesting, but Ranieri deserves all the credit, and I think if they do eventually go on to win it, they'll be deserved winners without doubt.
I mean, there is no greater fairy tale story, David, than Leicester actually winning the league this season.
It's the Rocky story. It's a Rocky tale.
I see what you've done there.
it is.
I love
Back to
that.
boxing.
Whenever
You have to bring everything back
I've
to
got to
boxing.
bring it back to boxing. Listen, it is the 250 to 1 shot to
Yeah.
put it off. It's like the unthinkable playing against these teams that are worth how much more is Man United, Man City worth?
Without doubt.
If
Without
you
doubt.
tally it up, it's so unthinkable. But when
In fact,
you
they were almost relegated last season.
exactly,
Yeah.
but when people have it in their hearts to achieve something in life, anything is possible. If the whole team would have told you before that, we could have done it. Everyone would have been like, "Yeah, good luck, all the
Yeah.
best."
I mean,
You're just
Gary
gonna-
Lineker in his pants, he didn't believe
Yeah.
it. No one
Yeah, so
believed it.
you know this,
He's got
though,
his ears
Gary
out,
Lineker,
so
who's the host of Match of the Day,
Yeah.
he is a die-hard Leicester fan, obviously
Okay.
played there as well. He said at the beginning of the season, if Leicester win the league, he will present Match of the Day in just his
It
pants.
looks like he's going to be doing
That's
it in
what
his
he
pants,
said.
He
doesn't it?
tweeted and he said, I'm going to have to go and buy myself a new pair of pants. He's actually going to have to sit there and do it.
At
It's
least wash a new pair anyway.
Okay, so looking at Jamie Vardy and the match bans, then looking at Dele Alli on yesterday and that punch, I don't think either of those scenarios perhaps warrant what's going to happen to Dele Alli either. But to be fair, Dele Alli is going to have some repercussions from the FA.
You can't turn around in the box and punch someone. In the
How
stomach.
much of a punch was it? I didn't see it.
It doesn't matter. It
thing
doesn't
is,
matter. It wouldn't
it was-
have Richted on. It wouldn't have
I
registered
know, but
on your Richter
did he
scale.
actually put one in there?
No,
It's-
he
it's-
turned
It's
around.
a standing 8 count.
It wasn't an uppercut or
No,
anything.
So what, is it just like a getaway?
Yeah.
sort of-
Yeah.
He's
Handbags,
actually no. He's
handbags.
turned around and punched
If
him.
his hand was open and he did it,
No, it wasn't open. It was
but if it
closed.
was open, would it have
Yeah.
been okay? Would it have been like okay?
They-
so
yeah, he would have got
been a
away
hard
with it.
push.
Yeah, he
But
would have
because
got
it was
away
like
with
that.
it. Yeah.
The thing is,
It's
the
not
way the
punching,
game's
is it?
progressed with cameras these days, back in the
You
day, you
can't
get
get
away.
away
You
with it.
cannot get away with it now. You just cannot. I know they'll
Then
make the excuse
suggesting
that
a
Ali's young.
3-match ban, is that too much, significant enough? What do you think?
It's, the rules are. Who's going to second guess what rules they're going to do? He deserves a ban. It's retrospective action. He's struck an opponent. You're not allowed to do that. The referee didn't see it, but nowadays you've got cameras. Everyone highlights it. You know, whether it's 1, whether it's 2. Some say Jamie Vardy shouldn't have had 2 matches.
I don't think he should have.
But listen,
No, I
they've
don't
set a
either.
precedent now, and they have to follow it.
How much
So-
of a loss will he be for Spurs?
The league's over anyway.
Yeah.
Let's-
do you know
let's
what?
run the
I
league.
see
Let's
my lips
face
didn't
it.
even move, so it's just like the legs over.
They have.
It will be a loss, but I think Spurs have enough in their locker, and they've proved it already this season to replace Dele Alli and to still carry on. But probably, like Dan said, the league's probably over now. And you know, they just plan for next season, try and win the games that they can.
Okay, well, we'll come back to this. We'll be talking about Louis van Gaal. We'll be talking about the FA Cup. We'll be talking so much more. And yes, of course, we will be hearing more from David. And don't forget, we'll be hearing from James de Gale as well. So do stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
When that picture of Anthony Joshua was... I thought
Can
it was-
anyone just